Welcome back and thanks for sticking around. This is Devin Fry here with you for your latest in interior sports. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs flew down to Ridgefield, Minnesota, needing only one win to advance to the next round of the Robertson Cup playoffs. Well, it took some clutch performances near the end, but the Dogs were able to clinch their best-of-5 series with a 4-3 win over the Minnesota Magicians. Things did not look pretty after the first period when the Magicians held a 2-0 lead. The situation still looked dire after the second period, despite goals by Hunter Wendt and Luke Mobley. The Magicians were able to score to make it a 3-2 game. That third period is when the Ice Dogs proved that the magic was on their side. After 15 scoreless minutes, University of Alaska commit Samuel Ruffin was able to tie it up at 3 goals each. The Dogs have one more trick up their sleeve as Connor Chilton was able to light the lamp with less than 2 minutes remaining to secure the win and clinch the series. Chilton and Wendt finished with multiple points after also earning an assist, while Luke Ariziak and Jack Johnston also dished out one. Josh Benson earned the win in goal for the Dogs, finishing his 60 minutes on the ice with 18 saves. The two top seeds in the Midwest Division were able to sweep their opponents as the Janesville Jets also advanced over the Springfield Junior Blues. The Dogs will be looking to keep the magic alive against the Jets on Friday night in the Big Dipper Ice Arena. Our 6 interior soccer teams continued their Mat-Su Valley road trip last night. The West Valley boys and girls teams were in a Railbelt Conference twin bill against the WASILLA Warriors. The boys were victorious 2-0. Dan Mitchell and Joey Van Horn earned the goals for the Pack, while freshman goalkeeper Mason Miles earned his first high school shutout. The Wolfpack boys are now an even 3-3 overall and 1-1 in Railbelt play. The Wolfpack girls were on the other side of a 2-0 game when they were defeated by the Warriors. The loss drops the Pack to 0-3-1 and 0-2 in the conference. The LATHROP Malemutes were swept by the Colony Knights for their first losses of the year. The boys were shut out for a 2-0 loss, while the girls lost 1-0. The loss drops both teams to 1-1 overall and in conference play. Our Mid-Alaska Conference representatives, the North Pole Patriots, fought to an unconventional split with the Palmer Moose. The North Pole boys won 2-0. Robbie Bostwick-Hernan and Daniel Crusher scored the goals for North Pole, while Eric Schramm and Ben Bjornstad shared the shutout in goal, splitting the time in the net. The North Pole boys are now 2-0 this year. The Patriot girls tied with Palmer in a 5-5 offensive showcase. Bree O'Rear scored twice for the Pats, while Kaylee Brunts, Joe Booma, and Katie Vinton all added one. The North Pole girls squad are still looking for their first win of the year as they are now 0-1-1. Last night, the UAF Patty Center hosted the Masterson Movement, a special 3-on-3 hockey tournament which will be raising funds for the family of Sean Masterson. Last night saw the adult teams competing. There are around 10 adult teams entered into the tournament, and the youth tournament takes place all day today. There will be 4 different age groups and over 100 participants packing the Patty Ice Arena. Sean Masterson, who is heavily involved with the hockey community here in Fairbanks, passed away in a car accident early in March. He was survived by his wife and 6 children. The 3-on-3 tournament used to be a regular event and was brought back by Hockey Club Fairbanks this year to help a family in need. The incredible turnout for the 2-day event and the amount of support for the cause is the latest example of the Fairbanks hockey family coming together to support those in need.
The hockey family is a really tight community, and we're trying to do some good things for them to just help Anise and her family just go get through difficult times. It's just an honor and an opportunity to pass it forward, and hopefully there's no future problems. There will be, and hopefully there's a community that wraps their arm around the next people that have to go through this kind of a tragic event. So for me, it's just an honor to be part of the Fairbanks hockey community. I grew up in it. I live it, I breathe it, and the people that are surrounding us are the people that love the people that are part of this community, and the Mastersons are a really big part of that.
You may not think that 30-degree weather with a fresh layer of snow would be the ideal conditions for a 5-kilometer race, but the runners of this year's Beach Bum 5K didn't let the weather slow them down. Some of Fairbanks' most motivated runners went up to the UAF campus today in the 4th annual edition of the race. This race also served as a fundraiser for the UAF cross-country skiing and running teams and was put on by head cross-country coach Nick Crawford. The race consisted of a 3.1-mile loop which ran from the Taku parking lot up Farmers Loop Road and then back to finish in the parking lot. The winner of this year's race was a visitor up in Alaska for their annual Army Reserve training. Colorado runner Knud Hermansen finished the race in 18 minutes and 40 seconds, nearly 20 seconds in front of the next best finisher. Despite the snow from Friday night, Hermansen says the conditions were perfect for a run.
There were a couple of ice here. There were a couple of spots on the trail where my feet kind of slipped a little, but they were just, ones and twos here and there. It wasn't any long stretches. Pretty good. I mean, the wind wasn't too bad. Sun was out. Yeah, that's about as good as you can ask in late spring, late spring.
Thank you so much for tuning in to sports tonight. Don't go anywhere because we're going to have your full weather forecast up after the break. Hope you're having a great night, and I'll see you soon.